How are you getting on, folks? Look at. I hope you heeded my advice. We had Everton Bar winners there today in Wexford, and I suppose look at. I was sort of predicting it myself. I just don't know what it is about that course, but I just cannot seem to get my head in front for whatever reason, one way or another. It was just a very, very unlucky bit of race reading by me there today. There was more seconds and thirds and fallers than there was. I don't think I've ever called as many seconds, thirds, and fallers, but it was definitely exciting racing, and everyone got plenty of good runs for their money. Um, so I suppose if there's any consolation to take out of it, I will. Moving on to Thurles tomorrow. Again, it's it's a tricky enough course. It either goes one way or the other. I'll probably know by tomorrow what sort of way the racing is going to go for me, but I'd be quietly confident. There's some very nice racing going on here now tomorrow. We've got two, four, five. We've five races we're going to be covering. There's two patron tips, so we're not going to be covering that. But out of the free ones, there's two 11 to 1 each way, is a 25 to 1, a 4 to 1 nap, and a 13 to 2 next best. So look at the value is definitely there. If we get one winner out of those, we're in profit anyway for the day. Um, I'm confident though. I'm hoping the racing is going to go like it did there today and get plenty of places because some of these each ways are definitely very, very nice looking. First race off though, the 2:30. This one here, I'm going to be going with Oliver McKiernan and Barry Brown with Capicon here at 11 to 1. This is the first each way horse of the day. Realistically, this one here, I am quietly confident. Decent enough veteran. He was a very, very good second in Down Ryle last time out. I'm nearly sure it was Down Ryle. Put in a very decent performance that particular day. Now coming in here, Barry Brown obviously is on board, takes £5 off. Look at Oliver McKiernan has been running some very, very credible races with his horses there recently. Just I suppose in the past couple of days or couple of weeks, whatever way it was, he's had a few winners up, and he's I think going off a strike rate of 22 or 23%. So realistically, that's always a good sign to see once you see McKiernan's horses coming into the fore and coming into their own. You're always nearly certain that you're going to get a good run for your money by backing them each way. Realistically, I think he's in here with a live chance. I think he's definitely going to be thereabouts in the finish. I think Thurles is going to suit him very well. He should come with a bit of a late run and hopefully take them all by the scruff of the neck and just get up on the line. But either way, I'd be confident enough to say that he is going to run on for a place tomorrow. 305, this one here is a little bit um, less confident, but equally, I suppose it's equally as interesting. Um, Mr. C. O'Donovan, I don't know what his first name is. He's down as C. O'Donovan, claiming £7 from Mick Winters. StarTech at 11 to 1 for the Trevor Hemmings connection is definitely very, very interesting. Obviously, he had a very, very nice mare with Mick Winters there at the start of the season, and realistically, she is going to be an awful lot better in time to come when maturity sets in and everything else like that. But this StarTech is definitely very interesting. Obviously, this is run over 3 miles. It's closely related to plenty 2 mile 7 to 3 mile 2 winners. Fourth in a pint to pint. Not necessarily really great reading, but I definitely think that if there's any man to get it out of a horse, it's Mick Winters, and the fact that Trevor Hemmings bought it up is definitely saying something. He wouldn't buy an average enough horse, and that's realistically what people are making him out to be. A price of 11 to 1 seems to be a little bit steep for him. I don't know whether he'll need a run or not, but could certainly be fit enough to win on debut. But it's just getting a little bit dark there now, folks. So I'm just going to turn on the lights. Just might make no difference. But I think this Saint Benedict, he's definitely very frustrating in terms of following him and going forward, and like he's not necessarily progressing, but he's not regressing either. Like he's still staying on the one sort of level. Like he's hard to get your head around. I don't think he's worth odds on. I don't think he's worth 8 to 13. Saying that, he's probably still going to go and win tomorrow, but in terms of trying to find value and find better opportunities to make profit, you're wasting your time backing odds on horses realistically. So Startech potentially could be one to be sticking by. He's third favourite. Look at, if he gets into places, I think it pays in around a 2 to 1 winner. So realistically, if he gets into places, we're already on a winner anyway. 340 then. This one here, I'm going to be siding with JP Corwin, Miss M. Flynn. I don't know who Miss M. Flynn is, but we'll just go by Miss M. Flynn, and Porky Rush at 25 to 1. And this one here definitely takes my fancy. Obviously, for those who have been following my tips recently enough, this horse here was 7 lengths behind Kate I'll Know, who was a 28 to 1 winner for us recently enough in Clonmel. I think, personally speaking, if this horse can improve on a little bit more than what we seen that particular day, I think is coming in here with a live chance. I think overall the field, like the quality of the field is fairly standard. I think potentially Kate I'll Know is a fairly decent sort without, I suppose, being top drawer basically, but if that's the case, this horse could easily progress on. Looking at the bloodline, is definitely well suited to this particular race. The bloodline is there to be seen. There's an awful lot of 2 mile, I think up to 2 mile 4 in this horse's bloodline here. So realistically, improvements likely to come. I think the standard of the field is fairly weak, and I think 25 to 1, personally speaking, it's definitely great value. And realistically, if this horse improves anymore and it gets in among the places, like, it's paying out a very, very nice I suppose bit of a profit for us. Look at there today, we had 2 16 to 1 winners, both of them paid a fiver each, for €1 each way on my end anyway. So if you're if you're backing that way and you're getting places like that, that's exactly what you want, and that's the only way I find. If you can back each way and make profit, it's the only way you're going to do it, folks. 415 is my first patron pick of the day, so I'm not going to be covering that. 445, Endless Cash at 4 to 1. This one here is the nap of the day, folks, for Dennis O'Regan and Mr. Broad. I can't remember his first name now. I think it's Dennis Broad, but I could be totally wrong. Yeah, like I said, coming in here at 4 to 1, it was a very decent fifth in Navan or Naas, one of the two, last time out at 150 to 1. Now, realistically, improvements likely to come. I think if the horse can realistically progress on even more, it should take plenty of beating. The standard of race in here is not necessarily what you'd call unsurmountable. So I just think the progression is definitely starting to show in this horse. With a little bit more, it's going to bring it right into here, and I think 4 to 1 is the best value in the race, and personally speaking, I'm going to happily nap that up as my nap of the day. 5:15 then, we're going straight from the nap to the next best. Big favourite of mine coming in here, Snugsborough Benny, 13-2 for, I was going to say Dennis O'Regan. Dennis isn't writing it here. It's Richie Deegan and Liam Cusack for Raymond Lucknan. Like I said, coming in here at 13-2 is definitely, in my opinion, great value. I just think potentially this horse is well thrown in. Richie Deegan obviously claims £5 off its back. It's coming in here off 11 pound or 11 stone 6. Obviously, with the £5 allowance, that's bringing it even with low light of fields, which would make it definitely well in. Realistically, low light of fields, it's won a couple of decent races. It's won a couple of decent handicaps. But Snugsborough Benny is a Galway Festival winner. What's the name of the race? I'm trying to think. The Galway... It's not the Galway Plate. It's the Blazers. The Galway Blazers. It was 5th in the Galway Plate. 4th in the Irish Grand National behind the likes of Burrow Saint, Acapella Bourgeois. And I think overall, realistically, this horse has definitely pucks of ability in hand. He's an 11-year-old now, so he is getting on in life, but as we've seen plenty of times before, we've seen older horses coming up and doing the business. Look at CW for Ronan McNally, a 16-year-old winner in Roscommon, now 18 years old, and he's still racing there. He's still happy out, living life to the full. So I think the age isn't really necessary in this sort of case. If the horse is good enough, he's going to win. The only worry is a little bit of the ground. I don't know. I don't think he might get home in the ground, which is probably explaining the price, why it's so high. But I just have such a connection for this horse, and I just absolutely love him. And if he gets in here, I suppose, in great terms, Thurles is going to suit him down to the ground. He's going to come with one late surge. Turning in, he's just going to be potentially that little bit too good. And I want to wish the Lucknans all the very best. I know they're a big fan, or well, they follow the page anyway. That's all I know. 5:45 then is another patron pick of the day, so I'm not going to be covering that. But talking about the patron folks, if you want to sign up, it's €10 a month. It's I suppose I'll leave a link in the description below. What we're basically doing, it's there to fund the Irish Racing Hour podcast, which I'm a part of, as well as the two lads from Racing Records. What we do is we give, I suppose, airtime to the Irish racing scene and people behind the scenes, as well as on the, I suppose, the front page media of the Irish racing sector, basically. What we're doing, like we're trying to, I suppose, branch out and get bigger and better, and hopefully when time will come, we'll be doing, I suppose, different stable visits, different racecourse vlogs, different things like that. We've got loads of plans in our mind, and as well as that, we're doing, I suppose, monthly giveaways as well as the tips. Like this month here, we are doing a Cheltenham Festival tipping competition with a pot of 200 quid. So realistically, you sign up for €10, you're automatically entered in for this Cheltenham Festival competition. So look, if you fancy your chances, sign up. It's as easy as that. Look, no one is holding a gun to your head or anything like that, but realistically, it does help us out an awful lot, and I suppose hope that we're going to keep growing and keep expanding and going on to bigger and better things. And look, at hopefully down the line we'll get to where we want to be in terms of potentially like a racing club. I'd certainly love that. I know the two lads would love that as well, but we need to get more people on board, and to do that we need to keep advertising and keep, I suppose, keeping everyone happy as well. But like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below. I hope not too many of you went too mad in Wexford there today. Hopefully look at what you lost. was less than what we won over the past couple of days. Realistically, I did say that it was going to be tricky, and I knew it was going to be tricky from the word go. But look, hopefully we'll go on to bigger and better things with Thurles now tomorrow. It definitely looks to be a very nice card. Want to wish you all the very best of luck. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing and subscribing. Like I already said, for those who want to sign up to Patreon, I leave a link in the description below. And yeah, that's basically it. Best of luck tomorrow, and hopefully we turn our luck around. Thanks very much.